Good morning, everybody. All right, so some people getting less work, markets like that. Has it really made any difference? We got Dow up, Dow futures up almost $500. So we got to look at the charts. Here's the S&Ps. They're holding on to the gain. It was just some guy on there saying he didn't see anything change. I think he's an old Fed guy. I don't know his name. Maybe you saw him on CNBC. Seemed pretty conservative, realistic, but his comments didn't shake the market at all. Just holding steady here. Many times it does when you have like this, and if it's going to turn, maybe it's going to. Looking at the futures, it might spike up to the 50 and then start coming in. That would be a pretty long distance from yesterday's close. But we'll see. Right now, it's stuck at this pivot, as you can see. The 50 hanging there overhead. Weekly chart, still got hours to go to see if it's going to be a bottoming tail bar, a red tail. I mean, a red bar. You see that where the bottom of this weekly bar was, and it was a red bar deep into the prior bar's range, the green bar. But as we always say, it's not done until it's done. You know, if this was 3 or 3:30 on Friday and it was down there, we'd have a pretty safe assumption that it would close there. But being down there on Wednesday, you obviously can see the risk of assuming things and the bar is not completed yet. All right. Spiders, same thing, hanging up there, right at the pivot, right here. It hasn't become a pivot yet. When this bar starts trading, the software will put a pivot high on top of there, but it is. The 50 is right there. So it's going to have a sticking point. As you can see, it's stuck there. Look at the cursor on the hourly chart, but it isn't backing off. So there's the risk, meaning you've got a void below. Essentially, you got a power bar. And so we say power bar suggests a move in the direction of the power bar, but it's the weakest link if it doesn't create support because it'll potentially fall all the way back down. Being here, factory work, pivot high, there's a high there. Can it hold? So you can see it's here. It pulls back. Will it stop here? Will it go sideways, continue higher toward the 50 or better? Nobody knows. At the open, the sellers come in and start knocking it back down. That's why they call it the hard right edge. Right now, we know it's up at resistance, and it would be a bad place to go long. If it's getting better, meaning it's going sideways here. So once the market opens, if this makes a dip down and comes right back up again, a little bit more clues, could be worth the shot. But on the long side, but it's a big gap. It's a big move from yesterday. So it's stuck there for now. SPX, as you know, we want to get as far away as possible. Let me just go double check the numbers. I imagine they'll be fine because nothing's moving at the moment. And this numbers change real fast. So again, what direction prices take at the open, and just pick something far enough away and see how we're doing from there. So that's far enough away. In reality, this should be far enough away. So prices are opening here. You've got the 20 below, which is around that pivot high area and that prior close. So this, I think, is just going to be stuck somewhere within this range. How much can it move up or down? We'll see. But as far as the downside, you've got the 20. You've got yesterday's close, all of this support. There's news coming out at 10 o'clock, ISM numbers. So just keep that in mind. ISM services PMI. So you got some news risk that could move things around at 10 o'clock. Between now and 10, 9:30 and 10. NASDAQ up at resistance, going sideways, the same thing, you know, same story, you know. But as we look at some other markets, right, that's stuck at resistance. Does it double top? What does it do? I don't know. Maybe it can go higher. Need to see it chop around a little bit. The Dow is taking out that resistance, and you see it's the same thing, just chopping back and forth here. But it did show a little bit of relative strength. Trying to squish this over a little bit, and it's right at the top of this thing here. It could go higher. You know what you always like to see? See how it's making a pivot? It's creating a pivot, retest, trying to pop back up again. You know, right now it's just doing nothing, just waiting, probably for the market to open. Russell already at the 50, so buyers came back there, right? Risk on, you know, popping right back up here. And let's just take a look at XLK. That's gapping up to the pivot. Now with interest rates moving down, as you can see, they've rolled over considerably, right, after a new high and now breaking lower. You know, still, you know, trending up. We'll see. As we always do, have to keep an eye on this because that's what everybody's focused on right now: interest rates. Transport's recovered. You know, it's still a mess. Below all the moving averages. We don't have data here, pre-market for them. Let's see over here if it shows something. Not really much, but you know, it's down here, just peekabooing below that prior pivot on the weekly. So from the bullish point of view, we'd like to see this close with a bottoming tail bar and, you know, the beginnings of a bottom down here. Just taking a look at the ETFs, you know, up above the 50, coming into the gap. So a positive, well, part of this is biotechs. I don't think Amgen is part of IWM, but that is gap. That's what's helping to move the Dow. It's in the Dow. Where is the? You can see the size of that gap. It's tremendous. And of course, you know, Apple is up. Apple gapping up there significantly up into that pivot high. Yeah. And reiterating, look how simple. Look to the left there. No fib lines, no esoteric, no Elliott waves. Just simplicity. And Bitcoin is up a little. You know, that broke support, so that's retracing into resistance. Gold holding up pretty well, considerably. I think it might be moving down. You can see all this green here on currencies, which means the dollar is down, moving down. And bonds are up. Just look at the, we don't usually look at the bond futures, but you know, I was thinking they were going to come down all the way down here rather than hold this area. Clearly, this is a pretty big move. You know, it's trending down, so we'll see how this shapes up. This market is pretty schizo, so we'll see how this develops, whether it holds on to the gain, goes sideways, whatever it's going to do. We'll get some clearer insights into where things will be going next week. Crude oil doing absolutely nothing, but got rejected. So that, you know, down below yesterday's low, it looks like it's got to test this area down here where all these pivots are. Significant major support level, you know, down below the moving averages. You remember here, we, you know, a month or so back, we were joking about the golden cross, the 50 crossing up above the 200. Now prices are back down again, but the 50 is still above the 200. Nobody wants to sit through that. XLF, now with this big move in interest rates, that isn't really taking out any resistance at all. I would have thought that would have had a more exaggerated move, and it's not. So we'll see how these different markets react. We got a few stocks moving up significantly. Look at the regionals up at the top of the range. So while that is a fantastic recovery after this breakdown to be up here into all of these pivots, and prices have never traded above here, meaning it didn't go above after it was created. That's a significant resistance area. So all of these gap ups and some of these indices not gapping up significantly or gapping up into resistance areas would suggest it would be foolish to buy at the open, more like selling if you were long. And we'll see what happens. All yours, Dan.
Dude, you got me early. So Apple started the party last night. Obviously, we know what happened pre-market. Yeah, Robert, you were saying you don't trust the numbers. Um, what's his name? The Forbes guy, the editor of Forbes, he was on CNBC saying the same thing. And somebody else was yesterday. It's like somebody who works for CNBC. It's like, they keep adjusting these numbers down. That's like something fishy is going on. So Greg mentioned bios. Yeah, that's kind of a 1, 2, 3 from yesterday. It's actually a monthly buy setup after breaking out. I said, Greg, we might want to think about taking a partial lot of ETF. Daily, weekly, monthly are all in alignment. It's gapping up here, so let's watch you pull back. Leg alarm. This was a 1, 2, 3 from yesterday. Now let's go right to earnings. One interesting thing I noticed before the 8:30 number, even with Apple up huge on earnings, the other FANGs were not. I mean, Google was up 50 cents, and the others were like down. Amazon, Meta, Netflix. But I posted Google and Tesla as put spreads. Tesla, both have to get over the high, which this one still is not. A ton of earnings here. I already went through and deleted a bunch. So if I don't cover yours, just ask me. So Apple, this blew through the expected move. I think they expected, well, whatever it was, $6, I think. So whoever bought options is getting paid handsomely on that. Square. I myself did a number of option trades last night. I did a condor on this, the 8082 and 58s or whatever. So I'm gonna bid a nickel just to get out of the call spread only. Let the other one expire. Full profit. On dunking here, it's a mass range down. Coin, wow, coin was down and now it just filled the gap. And that's obvious because Bitcoin's been ripping since the 8:30 number. FTNT, we did a $2 wide put spread, the 58.56 as a W bottom. So even though it's way against us, we still have $2 of comfort, and it expires today. So there should be a 95% chance we have an open game. Once, I say after 5 minutes, the spreads can get crazy. After 5 minutes, we should be able to get out of a nice game. And that's despite that nasty old gap against us. That's nasty. Gapping over $5 against us and we still make money. Right, Alex? That goes back to our probability discussion. Net ugly gap, near the 200, possible 0 DTE put spread. A Munster bottoming pattern 54.87. All right, so this looks good. 30-minute high on Munster. I like put spread. I'll put this in a window. Whiskey bottoming pattern. Let's see if that can take out 30-minute high. EOG down, no pattern. WSO. My alarm went off. I see one print at 39, and I said yesterday, this could be a new low reversal following a Climo weekly. So let's keep an eye on this one. I like. India Romeo 89, bearish gap, but no pattern. Expedia. I also personally did a condor on this. I did the 118s. So I still have $4 of comfort on the downside. I'll let them, and just like that other one, there's a 95% chance I'm gonna have a open profit once the spreads tighten. 67, that is a big mess. Good spread at best. Rocket Man moving, but now it's moved too much. Echo Bravo, bottoming pattern. You can watch a pullback. Amgen is a rock star today. Wow, look at that gap. I said yesterday in the green room, if it opens flat to slightly up, let's just call it 280, 81, whatever, then that would be a beautiful bottoming pattern, but gap must have been. LYV gapping over this consolidation, put spread idea, 5-minute high. That looks great. Let me put that down here. Yeah, my alarm went off on Adobe. I'm Rich. It's a bottoming pattern. Yep. It's a long watch, and I checked put spread already, and it was spreading. But yeah, it's on my list too. GoDaddy, I see one print at 129. We'll come back to you. EVA, gap too big, although I don't see any prints. Opening flat. Another put spread idea, 23.50 over yesterday's high. 5N up 60.76. 10, 15-minute high. Put spread idea for next. You can go out to next week on that one because it has to be under yesterday's low. FND. I personally sold the $95 puts naked way the heck down here. So I am bidding, because it's 2 weeks to expiration, I'm bidding a dime to get out. MTZ 96, that's a long watch on a pullback. LNT, I have an alarm. It's 1, 2, 3. ALHC, bottoming pattern, swapping around 30-minute high. Party City 170. That's a big gap, but nothing to do. City, if it opens flat, well, it says it's up above 30. I don't see any prints. But if it opens flat, you can short yesterday's low. Texas Roadhouse, it shows it up 570. I don't see prints. We'll come back, but that's bullish all time frames. CPT, yesterday's high, put spread, MSI. And I just don't trust it when there's no volume here. It shows it at $15, but I don't trust it. This thing's getting kicked out to the woodshed today. Sprout Social. I don't even know what the heck that means. Is this a stupid online social media? It says software sector, obviously, which is what an online platform is. That's getting shellacked. AEE, I have an up alarm. 1, 2, 3 breakout, looks great. Bottoming pattern 1140, but gap's too big now. Markets are holding pretty darn impressive pre-market, but I'm not rushing into anything. CR Mike. I don't have a good bias yet. Overlapping bars, I don't like. Tidewater gap in the 99. Put spread idea. Reg. Put spread idea over yesterday's high. Yeah, Don, that's exactly what I said. I sent an alert out. Did you get the alert? I copied them all in here. I'll give it to you again if you don't have it. And so I'm obviously doing what I'm suggesting his subscribers to do too. I have an order out at 10 cents. I have orders out on every one of them. I did 4 or 5 earnings trades, and I have orders out on all of them. So hope so. If you hear dings at the open, that's a good sign for me. I'm getting filled at nice profits. A truck gapping down, no interest, kneeling. 6, that's a big old gap. Nothing to do. OTEX getting whacked. Come back and see if there's any bottom fishers. OEC, I would like to get a 1, 2, 3 for Monday. This is like an inverse head and shoulder with this downside shakeout. RGA is a 1, 2, 3. I think I have an alarm already at, let me check. 190. Yep, there you go. Let's make it 192.45. So that looks good. I already got an alarm. Beacon. Nah. SEMO. 78. Put spread idea if there's any juice. Sloppy retest pattern. Reezy, beautiful double bottom. If it opens flat or up. Let me set an alarm, 1976. Hey, what's shaking back? Booking, big old gap, $3,600 stock. I don't know why they don't split these things. Put spread idea, but I know historically he's very juicy. Trip here, made the turn, higher low, put spread idea. Similar to Climo trying to make a higher low. Let's see if that can take out a 30-minute high. Same with the burrito guy. Look at this thing, $3,100. This thing broke out on earnings and is a buy setup now at all-time highs. That one beautiful closing retest, put spread idea. Or ideally to get a 1, 2, 3. Here's another W bottom with a 180. That looks good. MGA is a double bottom, but the gap down is ruining it. You know, that would be a candidate for a bear gap that bullies, meaning if it can negate the gap in 30 minutes. SIBO, I was hoping for a bear 1, 2, 3, but by definition, it's not a 1, 2, 3 if it retraces more than 40% into this bar, but it's still ugly. Blur's a mess. Another W bottom. I have an alarm at 54.40. Here. Yeah, with a smaller right shoulder so far, Robert, but yeah, it is. Yeah, you can watch 30-minute high. 6. This one gapping up. It's bullish all time frames. Atmu is kind of a big bull flag. If it holds here, of course. Omi is a mess. The Merc, could be just a day trade. Came down pretty darn hard. The unit up and down, no interest. Tile, another kind of retest pattern here, but gap's too big now. Okay, these are the ones I'm in, so I typed them twice here so I could watch them. I'm in FT&T, Square. So I got them on the other computer. I'm in Expedia. I was getting a little nervous on my 118s, but this pop guaranteed I'll have a gain at the open. Pan W, Nova, Goog I posted, Tesla I posted, Meta. I'm watching put spread idea for next week. Netflix I posted put spread. Amazon put spread watch. Whiskey, let's watch. Breakout. Deer I posted put spread next week. Adobe, their bottoming pattern. UPS put spread idea. Watch 30-minute high. Run spot run, bottoming pattern maybe. Redfin I saw popping this morning, bottoming pattern 624. It's still a dog. I can find so much better. Joby flying hell. No, that's Reddit. We've been watching all week long. Joby's the flying helicopter. I mean the flying car. All right, so that popped. XBIM action, and it's 9:29. I can't believe I got through all that, right? Less than 60 seconds to go. Hey, our FTNT is popping here. I think I said bid a dime, but you know what? I think we might even get a nickel now with this pop. All right, alarms, OEC. But see, I don't have a single alarm going off yet. I mean, a bell, meaning so I'm not filled on anything. I have a ton of alarms going off. All right, OEC alarm went off, but gap's too big. Resi, gap's too big, but beautiful double bottom. Oh, Pan W. Wow, Pan W ripped. So why am I not getting filled? It has to be the stupid spreads. But I mean, that's the only, unless the guy ain't open yet. That's very possible. Yeah, I got 4 or 5 earnings trades. So let me focus on this for a second. It's showing midpoint 63. Oh, because of the friggin' spreads. What did I just say? Our 282s are 18 cents by $1.48. A friggin' jerk ass. Is that a good word? All right, well, I'm gonna try year 15 there too. Because I'm actually out this afternoon and I don't want to deal with these spreads. And I did not get filled at 15. All right. Expedia. Well, these are my trades, not yours. Expedia. Expedia ain't open. So that's why but yeah, Expedia is against me on the put side. All right, FTNT. I'm not filled. I do have an open profit. It shows midpoint 22 cents. Let me check. Let me check spreads. 25. Huh. Okay. I'm gonna try. Okay, now it's 15. Let me try 15. Midpoint was 16. All right, I'm filled 15 on FTNT. So I'll tell them to do the same. How much, Doug? 15 or 10? All right, then I'll give it to them. I'm at a 15, just, I don't want to sit here and nickel and dime over a penny or two when I'm managing other things. All right, you had a good out on Pan W. Now it's 22. I'm gonna jerking it fill me at 22. But it's still, we have an open profit. We're just now screwing around on what price you're gonna get me out at. All right, I'm bidding 25 now. I'll tell you if I get filmed. Look at this net. That's an ugly gap. It's LYV, I said, put spread if somebody wants to check like you, Dodge. All right, Square. I did a Condor. I have a nice open profit. Let's see what my 82 midpoint right now is 5 cents. I was bidding. Oh, it's now 4 cents. Bill, cool. So I'm out of Square at 4 cents. Very nice. Done with him. Out of FTNT. Oh, Expedia is going against me. I got the 118s, and that looks like shit. So this is a problem child for me. Monster gave it up. Bitcoin ripping. So Monster, I have no interest in anymore. What else? Yeah, let me look. Hold on. I like the premium, but let me check the strengths. Charlie Bravo, low alarm. All right, I'm out. I just hit midpoint of Pan W. Um, 35 cents. So I'll tell them to move stop under the low. I'll still guarantee. I just don't, I give my time concentration to you all. I don't want to sit here and, like I said, nickel and dime and ignore subscribers.
Home Depot, we could buy that on a pullback
Yeah,
maybe next
when I
week.
look, yeah, when I looked at my Dow stocks pre-market, I noticed he had a nice run.
This rollover in interest rates should be able to go higher next week. There wasn't enough premium to do a spread. Not for next week anyway.
People. Yeah, wow, it looks great. All right, what did I get filled up? Build orders. Ah, my FND. Shoot, I forgot about him. Darn it. FND, I got filled at 15 cents and I sold it at 95. So that one worked well. All right. Post. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, there you go. No, Home Depot looks great. Sure. It's a gap breakup from a bottoming pattern. Great. Why not do a half lot 30-minute high? Stop under 334. $9, 9.50 stop.
You can. I mean, that's not my style, but you can. You know, you want to buy it, just buy it with a stop under yesterday's low, but I'll wait. There'll be some kind of pullback.
Well, that's yeah.
You
What
don't have to wait for a 30-minute high, is what I'm saying.
Okay, but I was going to put stop under 334 pivot here. I don't think you need to give it yesterday's low. Where's
Share
that?
sizing. You don't have to wait, but the share sizing should be for that, just in case.
Mhm. Yeah, it looks great. So if you all want to look at, hey, this one looks well, they're different, but this one looks good too. This one's a tad stronger, but you got, I think less of a target. Let me check. Let me check put spread 228 or lower. 227, 30 cents by 86. Crazy. Yeah, 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 looks good. Very, you got this 20 right there, or whatever, but it's similar to Home Depot. Yeah, that's your something bar, the gap breakout. 2 weeks to expiration, the 105s are too tight. Oh, Raj, I forgot about the one I asked you about. I forgot already. What was it? Put spread? LYB, I remember. Um you no 90, well 90. I no 90's fine with that big old gap. Um, I'm sure the numbers aren't the same anymore with this Paparama. Oh, it's two weeks to expiration also. It's spready though. Right now, the 90s are 60 by 90. That's too much of a spread. Um, all right, FMD, I'm out. PNW, I'm out. And you should have gotten filled at that 20 now because it had a nice pop. I told you I got out at 35, just didn't want to have to babysit it. Let's look. Oh, for the high, I gave it as a put spread. Let me see where that put spread is now, actually. Here, if you all can help me with these, I posted them pre-market, but if you got in late, I gave that. I gave this. Oh, wait, I did not post Goog. It was Tesla. Yeah, no, I was watching it as a directional, but let's go through these three first. Tesla, I gave as a 0 DT. Hey, Tesla 15-minute chart looks great right now. Uh, Tesla is good to go right now if there's juice. I posted it. It had to get over yesterday's high, but based on that pre-market and the Q's holding up, I think we're good to go right now. 177, 18 cents. Boy, did they suck the juice out of that. Let me try the 175s for next week. Yeah, let's do 175, 170. It's 80 right now. Arbitrary. I wonder why Booking did so well on Expedia. That's in the tank. Oh, that's the wrong stop. Yeah, that's the wrong stop. Did you all check those other two that I posted? Option sellers. What was it? Netflix and Deer. Netflix. Netflix. Netflix triggered right at the open, so I have no idea if it triggered. Can anybody tell me if that was still? Netflix. 5:45. 30. 66. So I seriously doubt it. Yeah. Well, I mean, it triggered though, $2, or two ago. So you got to take that into account. But just, using my experience, I doubt it did. That's too much of a difference. All right, Deer up 450. So I seriously doubt this one got filled. $65 by $1. 39 cents. And I wanted 75. So there's no way that got filled. Cancel those. But a Goog, let me set an alarm 168. Six. Yeah, bottoming pattern. Yeah, I'd call that 15-minute rally or something, something. Charlie Bravo. Oh, nice Charlie Bravo alarm. That was Greg's call spread. Nice, beautiful relative weakness with the market ripping. Oh, you know what? I don't know if this is old news relative to yesterday's behavior, Greg, but I read in the journal that they're prepared to pay 350 million to that freighter bridge accident.
I thought it would have been more.
Oh, it could have been their policy limits too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't even know, I don't even know who the client is. Um, let's just close it. We made a nice overnight gain. Just because it's has 2 weeks to expiration, so that makes retarded sense to hang on to this for a quarter. Do you see, Dodge, how sometimes you can't teach common sense? You know what I'm saying? Why would you hold this for 2 weeks of risk for a quarter when you just made 60, right? In one day. So how I try to teach it in common sense is, look, you just made 60 cents in one day. What is your pro rata gain by taking 25 cents divided by 14 more days? And then, it's like, oh, do the math, half a penny. Like, oh, you want overnight risk for half a penny a day? Hey, remember I had WSM on my list from yesterday? Man, oh man, you all look. I didn't see that this morning. I'm just going looking at my other minder. This was a beautiful turn. Dude. Yeah, I mentioned Boeing yesterday, Omar. Yep. I said over Wednesday's high. I liked it. But no great entry here. RCL. I don't like the way it came down, but it is a buy setup. Um, this I like the gap. It's in a trading range still. Earnings are 5.6, so I I don't know, Sanjay. Earnings 5.6, top of the range. You don't have a void. I wouldn't mind a put spread, but 5.6. Sure, let's watch it. Done. Yeah, I saw it. I have to read it. Hold on, I'm busy. Uh, all right, dear, I'll watch it pull back. Sure. Same. Came to a day trade would be okay, but big old embers head and shoulder, but it's a sloppy buy setup like RCL. They got Netflix ripping. That was a good put spread, but it didn't get filled. Meta, I said, was a put spread idea too. Let's check the juice. 4.25 for next week. $5 wide, only 28 cents. But bullish. Could have been a day trade. Goog actually came in hard, so that's just, I got my alarm at 168, just leave him alone. Or maybe zero DT on him. Let's look. 165. 26 cents naked is all. Sam, your tree. This is the one I said we should have shorted those $45 puts and take assignment. I love that monthly. At Home Depot, I have to post. I did not do that yet.